Hi everybody, welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles. This is my tag team partner, Chava.
Thanks, Uncle Eddie. Gary Rhodes, everybody.
And this is our Heel Heat WWE show for the week. So we'll get right into the Raw show. First, we start off with CM Punk and Paul Heyman coming in the ring, talking trash about The Undertaker.
Now, in any other city, this would have worked. But you're in Philadelphia. I'll give you guys credit. You guys are some of the most bloodthirsty fans in wrestling.
The greatest fans in wrestling.
I would say that. It's not Cleveland. Anyways, but you guys are definitely the most bloodthirsty. I'm giving you that. I'll give your city that much. Anyways, and you're sending Paul Heyman out there, which is like the messiah of that area. Nobody's more over than Paul Heyman in Philadelphia. And I mean nobody. And you're sending him out there with CM Punk to get heat over The Undertaker. They're cheering him. And the Taker comes out and didn't even really get a reaction. And really, did you feel a reaction from the crowd when Taker came out?
Not really, but it was a good segment altogether.
Oh, it was. I liked it as a wrestling fan. I liked it, but I think that crowd kind of took something from it. I would have, I don't know. I mean, they're big wrestling fans and they're bloodthirsty. What can I say?
So, to quell the bloodthirstiness of the Philadelphia fans, we have Fandango.
And that's what I was getting at, too. I was waiting for you to introduce Fandango. It's like, man, they're really, I hope they didn't introduce this guy his first match.
I like that you can't wrestle, man.
But I tell you what, the dude was pretty on.
Well, yeah, because we had Y2J came out, Chris Jericho interrupted him. Since he attacked Jericho on SmackDown, Jericho returned the favor, and then they set up a match between Jericho and Ziggler.
That was supposed to happen later on in the evening, but they ended up just Jericho's out at it now.
Yep. I thought it was decent. I'm glad that Jericho's finally winning on TV. It made a little sense. After the match, Fandango comes back out and attacks Jericho again. Got some good offense in, and that's what you were talking about with the
nasty kick to the side of the head. And then the Alabama Slam or Alabama Jam off the top of the ropes. Dude's got some ability. I mean, you look at the guy and you see there's a lot of potential.
He's good as Johnny Curtis. I just don't know how far in this time period a Fandango character can go. If this was 1987, he could be a world champion. But
it all depends on how he carries it too.
There's limitations to that character. I think, in my opinion.
If you're a good enough wrestler, you can get any gimmick over though.
I hear what you're saying. But even Goldust, which was portrayed by a great wrestler in Dustin Rhodes, Dustin Runnels, there was limitations. He never made it to world champion. See what I mean?
I get you. But there's two big titles now, so we'll see where it goes.
Speaking of big titles, we had some of the biggest threats to the world title over the last few years. Sheamus was doing a backstage interview, and he got attacked by the Shield, which brought in Randy Orton, and he got attacked as well, and they walked away when the Big Show came.
Well, they didn't really walk away too much as Big Show threw Seth Rollins, and the other one just took off.
Yeah, basically. But they walked away from the fight to kind of a precursor of what would happen later on. Then after that, we had our first of two handicap matches of the night, Mark Henry versus the Usos. Now, do you think this was a punishment for
definitely.
For the DUI or whatever it was, now that they're saying it's not a DUI?
Honestly, dude, the Usos should be the tag team champions. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I like Team Hell No, but there's always something going on in the back with these two. I think it was 08 when he had the actual DUI. Was it 08 or 09? I can't remember. But, they're on, thin ice with the company. You'd think if they would have their shit together, they'd be the tag team champions. And I hate seeing Mark Henry destroy these two.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it was bad choice of people for him to destroy. They could easily put two jobbers out there. I mean, like you said, Philadelphia is a hotbed for talent. It's not like there's not guys in the indie circuit they could call in and take those two spots.
Exactly, and I think that's what they should have done. It's like, when Ryback first came out, they had local jobbers. And that's what they should have done there, just to let him look like a freaking monster. The next match was pretty impressive to me, though. Cesaro versus ADR, champion versus champion.
Yep. Antonio Cesaro and Alberto Del Rio. I thought it was good. I liked the beginning where Rodriguez says, "Hold on. I can still talk as fast, but I can't walk as fast."
Exactly. He had so much to ADR's character, and I know they're talking about separating him too, which I really hope not. I think ADR handles a lot of it in the ring and stuff like that. He's good on the mic, but Rodriguez just adds that extra bit of flavor to that character, and that's what that character needs to get over as a babyface. I don't think the heel or the face turn would have been as successful if it wasn't for Rodriguez.
I definitely agree. I thought it was a good match. I liked that Swagger came in and attacked, letting Cesaro actually win the match technically.
Hey, it's count out. Win's a win.
Yeah.
I'm
glad
glad
it's a cross arm breaker after it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's not on the record book. And what gets me is like Cesaro is probably the most talented wrestler there on the roster right now. And
one of them.
And they're jobbing him out here left and right. He's their United States champion.
He doesn't even have a match on WrestleMania.
No.
Where a guy like Fandango does.
Exactly. I think Cesaro versus Y2J would have been huge.
Exactly.
But who books it?
Now we have a team that does have a match in WrestleMania. Team Hell No versus the Primetime Players.
Primetime Players have a match at WrestleMania?
No, Team Hell No.
Oh, okay.
And I was disappointed in this. We didn't have Pancake Patterson.
No.
I really want to know if Pancake Patterson is related to Thunderbolt Patterson.
Don't know. Now, that's his Uncle Hal now? On his mama's side or his papa's side?
Forget what he said.
I don't know. I really don't care. Him and Coco seem to go down. They lost this match.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing this matchup. Primetime Players have lost repeatedly to Team Hell No. If you're going to give us this, give us a surprise, let the Primetime Players win.
Wouldn't have killed. It was a non-title match.
Yeah.
Something different.
Then we have, after that, Triple H came to the ring to hype up his match with Brock Lesnar because of Brock Lesnar being there for a limited amount of dates he has on his contract. We had Triple H doing the legwork. I thought it was a decent promo from him.
Oh, yeah. I like the fact he's like, I've been here 20 years and I've wrestled every match like it was going to be my last match. Hunter has a lot of passion for the business. Who he's married to has nothing to do with it. That man there deserves the spot he has.
Is it his dog spot?
His liver spot.
Well, anyway, going from it, we had Wade Barrett's entrance as Triple H was exiting. And they get a stare down. Barrett tells him, go ahead, go by. Which Triple H just kicks him in the man parts.
Mm-hmm.
Which sets up the match with Wade Barrett versus The Miz.
And The Miz has lady parts.
Good job there. You're waiting for that.
I was like this. Come on, mention The Miz, motherfucker. Now, this match here, Miz gets over with another crappy figure four. I mean, I'm sorry.
I do like the fact that they that Barrett went into the match with an injury, so it gave meaning to The Miz winning. And Miz, if you noticed, he did a lot of atomic drops. I think it was subtle. They were working over the nuts, kind of like it was Pat Patterson in his heyday.
Yeah, but he usually worked them over with his hands. Oh, sorry.
Rise above hate, Gary. Rise above hate.
Rise above hate. Sorry about that, everybody. Anyways.
It was probably the best Barrett versus Miz match, though.
Yeah. I would rather see Miz against Fandango and Barrett Y2J.
At Mania?
Yeah.
Speaking of WrestleMania, let's go into our question of the week from last week. Which WrestleMania match are you most looking forward to seeing? Now, before we get into our opinions, we have some answers from our friends. First is from Mike Kerwan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Punk vs. Undertaker. It is a threat to Taker streak, but won't end it. It's going to be a great match. Next is from our friend Closure Demise.
Closure.
Okay. Yeah, Punk Taker is the best matchup so far. Paul Bearer's unfortunate death and CM Punk's disrespect of it made this build-up much more interesting. Lesnar Triple H is very similar to their SummerSlam match stipulations and all. Rock Cena is way too predictable and just is there to increase buy rates. And then next we had handsome Pat Fannin. Ryback versus Mark Henry will be one of the best matches. Mark is a really good worker, a veteran. Mark also has the athleticism to help Ryback with the shell shock. Should be a good 10-15 minutes with a feat of strength by Ryback. And another one I hope I'm pronouncing right. Kirby Shottas. Triple H versus Lesnar. Looking forward to see Triple H's last match and getting his ass handed to him. Triple H only had 2 good matches at WrestleMania throughout his whole career. He sucks.
Damn.
And we actually got an answer that was an answer to that with the opposite, Jason Stone. Can't wait to see Brock Lesnar lose at WrestleMania. They're not going to make Triple H retire. Some good opinions, a couple different matches there that people are looking forward to. I think I know your answer, but go ahead and say it anyway.
20-1. That one is straight edge. And that one is the best in the world. Punk's got to end a streak. But that's the match I'm waiting for. The thing about it is, with this one, where all the other ones were different with the streak, is you figured Taker's going to keep the streak. This one here, it's not predictable.
Well,
you don't know. It could go either way, depending on how writing sees it. If Punk beats Taker at WrestleMania, he could be bigger than Stone Cold. I'm saying it. You can, deny it or whatever, or talk shit about my reply, but that's my opinion of it.
I agree. I think it's the match that has the most interest from me, even before the great promo work that's been done by both. I had the most interest in this. Punk to me is the most, since the streak really picked up steam when he went about 10-0, because they really didn't. They mentioned it a couple times before that, but it wasn't really a big deal until he went about 10-0. So over the last 10 WrestleManias, this to me is the biggest threat. Like you said, the Shawn Michaels, the stipulations were there that made it pretty obvious what the outcome would be. Triple H, if Shawn couldn't do it, you knew Triple H wasn't going to. Not any knock on Triple H, but just
I think that'd be his opinion too, though.
The only other 2 guys that I thought were legitimate threats were Randy Orton and Edge.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Punk's going to be a good threat. I don't see Punk winning it just because I think the Vince McMahon wants Taker going into WrestleMania 30 as undefeated and then losing it to Cena or someone of that nature. But coming off of that, speaking of WrestleMania, our question of the week for this week, it's a simple one. Are you going to buy the pay-per-view? Or watch the pay-per-view? Let us know what you think. Hit us up on our Twitter. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up down where?
Down there.
Right down there in the comments, folks.
Speaking of a home run, there's a home run match coming up next. The Shield versus Justin Gabriel, Ryback, and the great Jack Ryder and the Great Khali. Ryback.
Zack Ryder.
Yeah, I said Zack Ryder. I fixed it. Nice squash match.
I don't get this. I don't get it at all. Khali, I'm perfectly fine with Khali being a jobber at this point. He brings nothing. He's so slow and immobile at this point that I don't even know why he's there other than for the Indian market.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Gabriel and Zack Ryder, to me, are 2 guys that could be used better than this.
Now, how did you like their finishing maneuver they used?
Oh, when they powerbombed Khali?
No, before that. When
the knee?
The knees.
It's good.
It's something different. I like it. I like the triple power bomb.
It's kind of like the Dooms or the decapitation device, the demolition used to use.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not knocking Shield. I like Shield. I like Gabriel and Ryder. I just don't get the hodgepodge of crap talent. This should have been where 3MB was used. I mean, at least that's a 3-man team.
Exactly.
Speaking of teams, we got the Rhodes Scholars, who are an off-again, on-again team, against Brodus and Tensai. Rhodes Scholars brought out the Bella Twins. Brodus and Tensai brought out the Dancers. The match ended when the girls all got into a cat fight.
Yeah, it wasn't a terrible match. It wasn't a great match. I think this was their get-back match because I believe Brodus and Tensai beat them a couple weeks ago.
Well, I thought it was. I didn't think there was an end. Was there?
Yeah, Cody got the pin. He put a beautiful disaster on Brodus.
Oh, when he was distracted.
Yeah.
That's
I think that, like I said, I think this was their get back because I'm pretty sure that the Rhodes Scholars lost a couple weeks ago. Don't hold me to it. I can't really remember.
There you go. And that's part of the reasoning why the tag team division's so bad is because we don't even remember what happens in it.
It ain't our fault. It's the way they book it.
Yeah, that's true. The next match of the night is Ryback versus the three-man band. Here's a question I got. Remember last summer where Ryback had a solo feud against Jinder Mahal going, and Jinder looked kind of strong?
Exactly.
How did he go from that to being one of 3 men in Ryback's personal job squad?
Well, look at Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, of the 4 people in this match, has the most potential to be a champion.
Well, Ryback's got some great.
I'm talking about the skill. I mean, Drew McIntyre.
Ryback's skilled. He's not a.
I'm just saying though, of all 4 men in this, I think McIntyre had the it factor.
I put Ryback somewhere between Lesnar and Goldberg. He's got more talent than Goldberg, less talent than Lesnar, and he's in the same mold as those guys. I mean, Ryback is good. He's not. I mean, is he Daniel Bryan? No.
No.
Is he Antonio Cesaro? No. But Ryback.
Is he Drew McIntyre? No.
Yeah, but he's got intangibles that McIntyre doesn't.
Exactly. He's got the size.
He's got a charisma that the fans have latched onto. People are cheering for him.
Yeah.
They're not piping his music in.
I figured this night, being in Philadelphia, he would have probably either got booed out of the arena or cheered. And fans were very nice to him, which surprised me.
And the reason being is he's not bad.
He's not bad.
He's not a one-trick pony like Goldberg, who had a total of 5 moves. I mean, Ryback can actually go.
He can go, but the thing is, what I was trying to get back with the McIntyre thing, if I go back to that, McIntyre's, he had the it factor. There was just something about him.
And the music.
The music was good too, but I'm just saying, the guy was a star. And then his ex-wife killed his career. If I was him, I would just ask for Vince for my release, go to work for TNA, go to work for Ring of Honor. It don't matter where. Just somewhere where he can stay off, away from Vince for a while, prove himself in some other company, and then come back to work for Vince.
Yeah. Back to the show. Now that we've got Gary's soapbox done. We have AJ Lee versus Caitlyn. I'm excited about this because I was excited to see AJ back wrestling. I think she's a really good women's wrestler.
She is.
And Caitlyn's not that bad either.
She's gotten a lot better. And that's... This division has been very lackluster lately.
I think this is a foreshadowing of what is either going to be on the WrestleMania main event or the YouTube pre-show. I think they're going to have these two go at it again.
Well, you got 4 hours with a pay-per-view, so you never know.
They've already got, I think, 7 or 8 matches booked.
Yeah, we still got to do a review show on that next week, too, remember?
Yeah. Anyway, going right into the main segment of the night, we had the great debate. The Rock versus John Cena with the Hall of Famers. Got Booker T, Mick Foley, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and Bret the Hitman Hart. Here's the problem. You've talked about it for most of this show, and I'm going to touch on it right here. I'm from Philadelphia. This is the wrong town to run this. If you put this halfway through the show, fine. The fans would not care. To run this as the main segment in a town that's known for ECW, in a town that's hosted WrestleManias, WrestleMania 15, a really good WrestleMania that they've had multiple pay-per-views at. That, Philadelphia is a wrestling town. There's very few towns. New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, North Carolina. North Carolina's not a town, but you get the point I'm saying. Charlotte, North Carolina. There's certain areas, Toronto, Canada, where wrestling is hotter than it is in other parts of the country. You get a different response in Philadelphia than you get pretty much anywhere else. Mm-hmm. And you put this on in front of fans that want to see wrestling, and you're going to get what happened last night. They either were dead silent or booted out of the building. And they did both during the segment.
Oh, they did.
And then you had John Cena came out And he goes in and he references Donovan McNabb. Now, I'm an Eagles fan. I've been an Eagles fan my whole life. As a matter of fact, we have a few videos with bets I made being an Eagles fan. He's a polarizing guy. Yes, I was a very big fan of Donovan McNabb when he was there, and a lot of people were. However, by the time he left, he wore out his welcome badly, and he's a guy, his error is not looked upon fondly. And you got a guy like John Cena referencing him and comparing himself to him, there's going to do nothing but boo him for that. I mean, it's not like he's saying Allen Iverson, who's a hero, Bernie Perrant, who's a hero. You know, he's not bringing up guys that, you know, really encompass Philadelphia, Chuck Bednarik. Even hell, Rocky Balboa. Why not? Everybody else does. I mean, he was so bad referencing that when Rock finally talked, they blew up for The Rock because they hated Cena so much. And The Rock didn't say nothing but, finally, I'm back in Philadelphia, which he was last year. I thought the segment was terrible. I thought the questions were terrible. I don't know if they were fed those questions.
They had to be fed those questions.
I thought Bret Hart's incoherent rambling about him and Shawn Michaels.
And this between like you and me and Shawn Michaels and this and that.
I didn't understand where he was going with that.
Dude, he didn't know where he was going with that. He was so bored of the segment, he didn't give a fuck. He was there because Flair couldn't make it.
Well, he was going to be there either way.
But that segment was Flair's spot. I think he was just supposed to be in the back.
No, he was going to be one of the panelists.
Was they? Oh, that's what they were saying on the internet.
They probably replaced where Flair was going to be was probably either replaced by Dusty or Foley
or Booker.
But anyway, I mean, it was a terrible segment. Overall, a terrible show. You know, in my opinion.
Well, now you're done talking about. I wanted to explain. I did not like the segment at all. Cena came off. I know. Cena came off looking like a fucking idiot to me, and I just don't. He didn't sell He didn't sell me on watching him in a pay-per-view. Did he sell you?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if it wasn't WrestleMania, chances are I'd be very disinterested in this pay-per-view. Well, I'm going to go right into it. We have our rating system: 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. Basically, before we do it, our 1 is a John Cena, a 2 is a Big Show, 3 is a Sheamus, 4 is a Daniel Bryan, 5 is a CM Punk. I'm not even going to let you go first this time. That's how angry I am about this. I'm giving it a 1, a John Cena all the way. Even the segments I liked didn't go over with the crowd they were in front of. The Punk Heyman Taker segment didn't go over in front of this crowd. There was very little I liked. It was a very boring show. 2 squash matches 2 weeks before WrestleMania. Got champions losing all over the place. 2 champions that don't have a spot at WrestleMania as of yet. In my opinion, it was terrible.
I'm also going to give it a Cena. The only part I liked about it was the opening segment, and I kind of zoned out the crowd because they're from Philly. You know, they don't count. And it just kept digressively getting worse and worse and worse. We're at the point where I was just like, my God, I'd probably rather watch anything else other than this right now.
You know what the thing of it is? If we didn't have that ending, I might have given this a more favorable review. And the ending actually lost points for me instead of gained. And if we would have had a strong main event, this might have been like a 2 or 3.
No, I mean, to me, I don't know. Where I was standing, I was disappointed. I've been griping about it for God knows how long. We're at WrestleMania season, we're 2 weeks away, and it's shit. This is bullshit. This is probably the worst build to a WrestleMania that I can remember. And I mean, hell, last year was way better than this. And it wasn't, because we were there, it was cool. But really, the build-up to it wasn't all that great. This isn't a great build-up. This isn't like a WrestleMania 15 build-up. This isn't a WrestleMania 3 build-up. This is more like a WrestleMania 1 build-up. Where we're not putting shit behind it, and it gets on my nerves.
But basically, that's all I have to say. Anything else you wanted to add?
That's it.
My name's George Coles.
Gary Rhodes.
And this has been Heel Heat.